Coming up, 4 runs required. This is 6, and Pakistan have won.
Australia have won the World Cup of 2011. Australia are the World Cup champions of 1999.
What a victory for the Sri Lankans. A fantastic...
Here's the man who's been largely responsible for us over the last...
The first World Cup, that is Australia's joy, and England.
Welcome to another episode of Match Point by Dr. Adnan, and you are watching special GT20 League tournament programs, and we are always bringing very special guests for you guys. And today was a final game. It was so thrilling and exciting match, and I think that was a successful tournament as well. And Vancouver Knights, they won the match, and in the beginning it was so thrilling match, but in the end Vancouver Knights, Canadian team, Canadian player, he played well and he won the match. Anyways, it was all teamwork, and Dr. Adnan is going to tell you guys further information, who are the special guests today and what Vancouver Knights did today in the match. Yes, Dr. Adnan.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Dilnishi. So all the viewers and all the Vancouver Knights, I congratulate you. And for the first ever global T20 of its own kind on the North American soil, this was the first ever by the Mercury Group. And today we are with someone whom I will introduce. But first of all, let me tell you that Vancouver Knights, the first ever champions, but the cricket is not very, the recent. Cricket is very old to be played over this, on these very regions, and that was in the past century. Even the modern game that was played in the 1933 versus the Don Bradman Australian team when they visited over this region. But if you go to the very, too much dating back to the origin of cricket over here, 1844 was the time when the United States of America had played with the Canadian team, and they lost this match when it was played. The Mercury Group, which is the India-based media and the talent management company, is the driving force and the myth and the theme behind this global T20. They got the window in a very crowded, the packed schedule of cricket, where you are seeing the big IPL, Indian Premier League, Pakistan Super League, Big Bash, and of course the Australian League and the other league which has been played in the Bangladesh, the BPL. So Canadian governing body for looking for this project for the 10 years initially, and then the Cricket Canada meeting the Mercury officials with the 2011 World Cup. You would be very familiar, my Indian fans, with a straight signature style of Dhoni, and that famous World Cup where India picked the World Cup for the second time after 1983 of the Kapil Dev. So that was the time when the Canadian government was interested, and they went to the Canada knowing they went to the India knowing about their potential market and introducing this into the ears of the Indian think tanks. And then the November later on meeting held in the New York, where the memorandum of understanding with the 25-year licensing agreement has been done, and the Cricket Canada one thing to appreciate, became the first associate member to held the T20 league ever in the lucrative North America market, because previously than this, all the leagues, the super leagues, have been done by the full associate members like the Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Australia, or the Cricket West Indies. So each team, I may introduce you that having the 4 Canadians, and the number of Canadians will be expected to rise in the future times when we will having the league. But right now, time for me to introduce the guest party with you, who is with me right now. We are with the persons who are the think tanks, the force behind this global T20, and we are having the very honorable guest with me, Ashish Patel ji, who is the director of this global T20, and along with him, Mukesh ji, his associate. Hello ji.
Hello. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Very well.
Good afternoon.
Very well, thank you very much.
So first of all, congratulations to you guys, and I'm just thinking that how excited and happy we are. So what is the level of excitement after this grand finale?
It's still not sunk in. It was so fantastic to see so many people out here today. Traffic jams, and we got everything we expected. It was a good game. It got a tense for Vancouver a bit when they lost 3 wickets, but they pulled it off. The best team won.
And so, sir, just tell us about something about the future plans now. The Cricket Canada, we got that they are also getting the lump sum money, and I was reading in the newspaper. So Mercury Group. So what about the agreement with the Cricket Canada? How long they are willing to go? Because I have heard that for the 25 long years, you guys are planning to bring the cricket, and might be the future. And the first time we saw the difficulty of only 1 ground, and I have heard they are bringing the more grounds, and players will be starting traveling around. Is it right?
That's going to take a little while. The infrastructure doesn't exist in Canada at the moment, but that's the ultimate aim. So the reason for taking it for 25 years is if you want to develop this sport, into the community and into the mainstream of sports in Canada, it's going to take a while. We clearly want to take them to 2023 World Cup. Okay, that's the vision, and therefore we are going to start introducing various programs, under 19, working with 23-year-olds, the 19 to 23-year group, and develop. First, you have to identify the talent across the country, and then you have to manage them. So that's all in the pipeline. Grounds will happen. That's going to take a line. We are going to need support from the government for that to happen. 4 World Cups already. We need grounds,
And Ashish ji, as we compare it to the IPL, we cannot. Obviously, Indian Premier League is, oh God, it's a big league. So, because as an Indian origin, and you are coming all the way from there, seeing the professionalism over there, and the money right now the cricketers are earning like this is unbelievable. So, coming to this area, the total economy is difficult, and the marketing is a difficult strategy, and the different strategy if you compare from the South Asian market like the India and Pakistan. So my question is this, that here, for example, Nikhil Datta, I have heard that he is the most played Canadian cricketer over here with the 25,000, and in the Indian cricket salary cap is about 17 million, and here total budget was 10 million. So how you see this capacity?
Well, it's going to increase. You got 1.2 billion people out there, and where cricket is a religion. Cricket is just a small game. It's a weekend game for most people don't understand it. So it's going to be, when you're in North America, you have to understand one thing. The whole subcontinent, the diaspora, whether it's West Indies, all the cricketing nations, if you combine that population in North America, that's over 20 million, right? That's more than Australia. So I don't need to say much. There is potential. There's a lot to be done out here. There are a lot of cricket fans. It's a great sport. 2020 is a fantastic sport. I don't like to criticize other sports, but it's a little more interesting than baseball.
Correct. And Mukesh ji, if I ask you about the demographics, when the Mercury Group was contacted, I mean, there was a huge, you can see the vision in Dubai and the Middle East, Qatar, where a lot of South Asian and full of Indian market, and the potential of the marketing. Why they chose Canada, the Mercury Group? Why didn't they prefer some other Singapore or some Dubai or other market? Do you have any idea?
Well, you know what, I am a Canadian citizen, and I'm the national coach. I'm the past national coach. So I was very excited to get, when I heard about this project over here. One thing we got to understand that, in this part of the world, we have over 10,000 players who are playing cricket in Toronto. So that's a huge number. All those people who have the passion about the game, who come from Southeast Asia, West Indies, Australia, they're all living here. And as we all know that Canada, we all have made it our own country. So the amount of talent that we have in this country, today we just had a small glimpse of it.
Yeah.
I was talking endlessly at the top of my voice that we have the talent in this country. All we need is a little bit of hand holding. Today Mercury gave us the hand holding and Saad proved my point right. Nitesh has been a success in this tournament. Saad has been a success. And mind you, originally when we started the tournament, there was the Mercury and Trade Canada had a contract that, not necessarily that any Canadian is going to be playing. And today the man of the match is a Toronto boy. So that's a success to this, our belief. And that's why we want to thank Mercury to come to this part. And what Ashit's vision is, and what Mercury Canada's vision is to take it to 2023 World Cup. I think as a cricketer, 2031, maybe think of the silverware. So,
Ashitji, how was the experience of bumping into the FIFA World Cup? I mean, this was a very dangerous question. I mean, FIFA World Cup is a different universe. The most people around the globe even might be on the moon. The famous match of the Hand of God, which was played in the 1986 with Argentina, Diego Maradona versus. Still, I have heard that Michael Owen, he is crying for that match, and we have heard that match was seen in the space. The news went to the space for that match with the Hand of God, and English team losing that about 38 years ago. So knowing this factor, we are knowing that there is no window. Even then, this is not a bold step by Mercury, that bumping exactly into the head and then exactly into the final day.
Frankly, I realized that later. But I know something about the cricket fans, all right?
Yeah.
They don't care about soccer.
Yeah.
They'll be here.
Correct.
We
I'd like to tell you that he's a great fan of cricket, but he's wearing right now a France shirt. So
Yeah. So Ashitji, I mean, when
There was
we...
Wimbledon also today.
Yeah, Wimbledon Djokovic. Yeah, you bumped into the two heads. The Grand Slam of the Wimbledon, which is the biggest ever Grand Slam in the history of tennis. In the tennis, a lot of people, Ivan Lendl, if I pick the Ivan Lendl, he has won every Grand Slam except, and he still regrets for the Wimbledon. And today was the Wimbledon final with Djokovic as winning the 4th record title and the 13th overall Grand Slam for his Wimbledon. So big day for the sports, that the two championship matches, the French championship match, Vancouver Knights championship match, and the Djokovic championship match. So anyway, Patelji, I mean, you told that it came into your head later on, but even then, if it would have been coming to your brains before, or the think tanks were thinking, what you could have done after this CPL, and then the season will not be permitting you in the Canada, and earlier the PSL and IPL.
We had a short window, right? And we had to make the best of it, and we had to start. And that was the key, right? So can you imagine if none of those other sports were happening today? What would have happened to the stadium? It was already jam-packed. There were lines, for miles. People were stuck in traffic. So it was good. They helped us a bit.
And Patelji, tell us something about the Harper. The Harper, he was recently shifted to the Canada, I think after the marriage. I was just reading the article, and he's having a huge experience of organizing soccer in this region also. So how much he helped you to develop the cricket and the first ever global T20?
Jason's been an asset to the organization, along with others in the organization, and he's worked in the Caribbean Premier League, so with the team. So he's got past experience. So it was all about everybody working together. It was just not one individual person, me or him, but there's Richard elsewhere, and Mukesh came in towards the end of the tournament, and everyone has been a great help, So everyone's done that bit to make it. It's teamwork. It's like cricket. No one individual could pull this off. We pulled it off in 2 months. The world could not believe it. Everybody had doubts till the first ball was bowled, whether this is going to happen or not going to happen. It's happened today, it's over, right? The first cup has been given. We'll be back next year and the next 25 years. better and stronger for this region.
And tell us about the difficulties to acquire the master licensing agreement with the Cricket Canada. I mean, how much difficult was that, or what the homework you did to convince them up?
It wasn't. Ranjit Saini has a vision. We wanted to work with it, and it kind of fit in easily. They wanted to bring cricket here. We thought it's a great idea. What we want to do for Cricket Canada was common. So when there's a common ground for two people to shake hands is not difficult.
Yeah, and the last thing before going, I may ask you that I was also reading this in the newspaper that IPL, you were telling that they took at least 6 to 7 years for the recovery. So your vision about the recovery of this league?
See, IPL is a different beast.
Yeah, can't compare.
The numbers are huge, right? But they have become fantastic. Just see whether there's a TV rights in the stadiums.
I mean, when you are looking for, you are looking for to at least balance the expenditure which you guys are doing or your company is doing. What is the vision? When you will be able to meet that?
You know what? I think we are a very tight-run league, and while it may take most other leagues 4 or 5 years, I want to do this in the third year, if not the second. That's the plan.
Yeah. And before going, we also want to know, and our viewers want to know that Ajit ji and Mukesh ji, who were their favorite players in this very league, Global T20 first ever inaugural tournament. Who was your favorite batsman and bowlers?
Oh boy, so many. I must say Nikhil and Saad today was fantastic. The other, absolutely. Amongst all the other greats, there were some brilliant knocks, but a whole lot of them. But Lendl Simmons, right? Every game he performed.
Lendl Simmons was your dream breaker in the World T20. You remember the game?
Of course, I'm not going to forget that. So he did brilliantly. The bowlers, I was very impressed with Cottrell. He was really bowling well all through the tournament. Ali Ali Khan from USA. Terrific bowling, great speed, line, length. Just impressive.
I was never knowing about this guy before.
We didn't, and that's what we want to bring. We want to bring associate countries also involved in here, getting a whole lot of players and talent, and getting them out. And North America will have its own strong league with great players, great professionalism. You saw the catch Chris Gayle took today. I think it surprised him, but it was fantastic. It was one of the highest, level performances.
And already one day, David Warner just in front of the media box, the catch on the long off.
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So Patelji, every cricketer we are asking in this league the 4 questions. The first question: Alan Border, Sunil Gavaskar, Javed Miandad, David Gower, Alan Border. Who is your pick for the test match? One pick.
Sunny boy.
Sunil Gavaskar. Sachin Tendulkar or Brian Charles Lara?
That's a real tough one. See, I would go for Sachin purely because I've watched some of his greatest knocks. As much as I enjoy Lara's style and elegance and everything, Sachin, carrying the burden of so many people all the time, every game, he's my man.
Imran Khan, Kapil Dev, Ian Botham, Sir Richard Headley. Your pick.
It's going to be between. That's even tougher. That's even tougher. I would say Imran Khan and Richard Hadley are both on the same, and I would put both Botham and Kapil on the same. So they would be 1 and 2. No 3 and 4 in this. Imran's Indippers and all that, what he created havoc in the 80s. Richard Hadley's, persistence, line, length, it was fantastic. It was.
Your
Kapil Dev, I cannot imagine. He was a workhorse. How did he go on and on and on and on, on those wickets, in India, taking wickets endlessly, tireless. Both of course, talented, swing.
When will New Zealand win the World Cup?
I don't know.
When will South Africa win the knockout game?
I don't know.
Next question is very careful. When Pakistan will beat India in a World Cup game?
I don't know. I really don't know. We all know.
You have to tune on the match point because I want you to listen what other players have said. Some plenty of very interesting answers I'm having, and inshallah we are going to send you those views that what they said about when this question was asked. So before going last two questions, what was your best memory of the international cricket? Your memory as a childhood or when you were growing up, best memory?
Once again, there are many, but I would. There are two. One is, of course, Sachin Tendulkar's knock in Sharjah
Against Australia?
against Australia. Twice, 2 centuries back to back. It was fantastic. That knock was something else in that sandstorm. And I think the victory and the Champions Trophy when Ravi Shastri won the car. I think.
World Series Cup.
Yeah, I think we got everybody out all the time.
That was actually the first major tournament won by India. First major
No,
tournament.
after
That was after the World Cup, yes. After the 1983
World Cup,
True.
because I remember waking up early in the morning and it was a sight. So we switched the TV on, and Channel 9 I think was the broadcaster. They had just gotten all various cameras and everything. And the first thing I wake up, switch the TV on, and I see Ravi Shastri running on the boundary, right, sliding, right, which you've never seen in Indian cricket, to stop a ball. And I thought, wow, that's fantastic.
In the whole tournament, I think India was not beatable. Pakistan was also not beatable, and India beat Pakistan. I think in that tournament twice, or it was the league match also, and then in the final also.
In the league and the final.
Final.
Yeah, I think in one game we got them out. We got all the players, all the other teams out all the time. All 10 wickets.
Yeah, Pakistan was also.
One game I think it was 9 wickets, but I think most games we got them.
Wasim Raja was the savior. Rest in peace. Wasim Raja, he made the last
We
wicket.
had a crazy wicketkeeper then, Sadanand Vishwanath. Crazy NSA. He was great.
Before the Kirmani era, or like.
Yeah. I think after
Kirmani,
after Syed Kirmani era.
And Patel ji, last question: what were the worst memories of your cricketing atmosphere?
I think that the game that we lost World Cup to Sri Lanka in Calcutta, where the crowds took over,
So 1986, you don't feel it the worst memory? Okay. So that was the game, yes. And now, what are you thinking the next year, inshallah, when this tournament will come again? Now, Ajit ji, what is the biggest one change you want in this tournament for the success, which you are looking for? One thing.
Yeah, I think this was a fairly good ground from whatever we had or what we could make of from here.
In the limited resources.
Right, and time and getting everything together. We would look for a bigger and a better ground if possible. Support from local people, proximity. We are at a distance right now. People have to travel a bit to come here. If you can be more in an area where it's easily accessible, public transportation or just nearby drives, to the games. And we'll work on everything, the outfield and everything that we need to. The atmosphere created was great, right?
And is it possible to provide the shuttle services to the crowd just like the FIFA World Cups?
It's kind of tough. It's very tough because it's very spread out, right? GTA is very spread out, northeast, southwest, in all directions. And to bring in 5,000 people, it's a task. You got to have like tons of shuttle services, and no matter what you do, right, you'll always be criticized. I missed it, didn't come in time, blah blah blah. But we'll have to look into various things.
Best of luck to you, Patel ji. Thank you so much that you have given your precious time. Mukesh ji, thank you so much for meeting you guys, and I hope you good luck for the upcoming season and wonderful work by you guys, and congratulations for the first ever global T20 to be held on the North American soil. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So this is it from the King City, 40 kilometers north of Toronto, where this terrific cricket matches have been played. You can see the pitch and the celebration area behind me, and these were the think tanks behind the global T20, and you saw their vision and their interesting things, what they have told about cricket, what was their memories about cricket, what were their best memories of the cricket, whom they were liking when they were growing up in the cricket. So I hope you would have enjoyed this feed. So this is it from the King City, the final news that the first ever global T20 Canada, which was played, the grand finale, the championship match was played between Vancouver Knights and Cricket B West Indies, and at the end Vancouver Knights beat Cricket West Indies to become the first ever champions of this global T20 in Canada in 2018. So this is it. So till then, take care and bye bye.
Australia have won the World Cup of 2007. Australia are the World Cup champions of 1999.
What a victory for the Sri Lankans. A fantastic effort.